Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm JohnBerry555, and today I'm continuing my series of Mash Wikia reviews with Season 4, Episode 11, Dear Peggy. Before I get into this episode, I would like to address that this episode has often also been titled Dear Peg. In fact, this episode and The Late Captain Pierce are some of the few episodes where Captain Honeycutt's wife, Peg, is referred to as Peggy rather than Peg. Going forward, it seems like they mostly refer to her as Peg. Now, the episode has BJ writing a letter home to his wife, and Father Mulcahy is visited by a chaplain who's higher up in the chain of command. And despite this being one of those character writes home to a friend, family member, whatnot, the thing is that this is a Father Mulcahy episode. BJ's letter is just a framing device for the episode and it's kind of disconnected from the rest of the episode. So, in short, there actually are two main plot points. I mentioned the Father Mulcahy being visited by a chaplain from high up in the chain of command who's basically regular army, and I think there was a scene where Mulcahy says that Hollister, I think was the chaplain's name. Colonel Hollister was basically thinks God's like regular army or something, and including Hollister basically bullies, for lack of a better term, Father Mulcahy into writing a letter home to the family of one of the patients, telling them that their son is alright. And then right after it's sent out, that soldier has to go back into surgery. And that surgery, that character, I should say, was originally Frank's patient, who he did a poor job of. BJ saved by basically using stuff he learned in his residency, and then Hawkeye goes and removes the fragments that Frank missed. Basically, Frank is a terrible doctor. Like, literally. Like, yes, missing stuff can happen, but the thing is, like, I don't remember if this happened with Hawkeye, but I know there's an episode with Colonel Parto where he missed a fragment and Hawkeye had to go back in. And for Colonel Parto, that was like, it nearly broke him. He had guilt. It frustrated him, made him consider an early retirement. And I think there might have been an episode already with Hawkeye where he made a mistake and it racks at him. I could be totally wrong about that. But Frank's like, oh well. And that's honestly just terrible characterization, which is great at the same time. Frank is a terrible character, but he's a character that we love to hate. So those moments where they show what those terrible characterizations are good because they show us why he's a bad character. But overall, I enjoy this episode, and it shows really how most of the characters have that compassionate side. And Frank and Colonel Hollister are being shown almost to be like the non-compassionate, the people who are just, they think they know what they got going, and so be it, wherever it is, and then not prepare for changes. Like Father Mulcahy, he states in the episode the reason why he doesn't write letters home to a soldier's family right away is, God forbid, what if the patient does not survive, and he doesn't want to give false hope. And yes, you could definitely make an argument about have faith that this patient will heal, but at the same time, it's also like, it's okay to be like, we're going to wait till we're sure the patient is healed and recovered and stable before we send any letters, just in case the unthinkable happens. Which is a perfectly reasonable opinion. But alas, for lack of better term, the antagonizing forces of this episode are not of that mindset. There's more I could talk about too. There's a subplot with Klinger. It starts him with recounting a dream he had, basically that says that ultimately BJ says that, it means you want to go home with Margaret. Which Klinger's like, ugh. Granted, I also would say it's a dream, so things can be weird. But then he makes 3 escape attempts in this episode. He disguises himself as a Korean peasant woman. Colonel Parr figures out easy because of his knuckles, Klinger's hairy knuckles. And then he tries to escape by the river to the sea and uses a self-inflatable raft cart, and then he disguises himself as a tree, which honestly might have been his most successful attempt, if not for a dog that urinated on him. Honestly, that was a great way of ending the episode. And Klingo, like, through his different things that he does to get out of the army, taking things to the highest degree of absurdity, is a great way of keeping that humor while allowing the main events of the episodes to be a bit more seriously taken. In this episode and the previous episode both do that, in my opinion. But that's what I got to say. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.